people wanna get in the circus, trying hard to keeping up with the Joneses. Every thought is kind of trouble and purpose. And you're lying in a bed of roses. I never dreamed of getting in the action. Life moves with all the surprises. I never dealt with chemical reaction. It comes down to this: you're gonna be a tough act to follow, and you better believe it. Just take a bite and see that it's gonna be too much to swallow. You better believe it. I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. So welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. So welcome to the fire. I've been waiting for this moment, the final battle of the chosen. See, I'm never gonna quit, got my legacy set in motion. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. So welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire. 'Cause the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You build your fortress and I'll climb your walls. You got your armor, but I see your flaws. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. So welcome to
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the fire, Patrick.
It is the fire. It
Yeah.
is the fire.
How you doing? We
I'm all right. What about you, man?
living the dream. Living the dream.
Yeah,
We crossed a number yesterday.
we did. A big
Dude,
number.
Big number.
Big number.
200,000. Thank you everyone for that. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope everyone is well. We made it through another week. Another week down.
Yes.
I'm reminding my kids that school is coming soon. Summer is almost over. They were not happy with me when I said that too. All right. So thank you everyone in the chat for the congrats. It's very much appreciated. It's been a long journey, long road. Thank everyone that has been there through it. We love doing it. It's a passion. We're going to keep doing it. So, if you are new to Guy in a Cube or just new to the live stream in general, put hashtag new in the chat. We always love seeing the new faces. We've seen the last 2 weeks, there's been a crazy amount of new people.
Yeah.
I always love seeing
it's
that.
been a lot.
So we've got a lot of the normal folks in the chat. Always love seeing everyone. It's great. While that's coming in, just also shout out to our members of Guy in a Cube. We appreciate the support that you give, going the extra mile. It helps us do what we do here on Guy in a Cube. It has also helped take us to the next level, so we very much thank you for that. If you see folks with a green name and or the Guy in a Cube icon next to their name, those are the members of Guy in a Cube. So shout out to all of them. You can find out more in the link on the screen or hit the join button down below. It's just no commitment, just to learn more about it. It's very much appreciated if you do. And Mr. Chris Wagner stepping in with a super chat. Congrats on 200K. Thanks for all that you do. Have a beer on me. We will. So thank you for that, Chris. And then Alex also with the super chat. congrats on 200K. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated. And then, so what are you laughing at? What are you laughing? Oh,
Matthew, beer is really expensive.
yes. Yes. All right. So some news here. We got Abdullah's new. Paul Turley is old. Chewy's old vintage.
Oh.
So we got Bob Kaz old. Nice. Mahesh is new. Abhilash is new. We got Mark Walter new this summer. Love it. Girish is new. Love it. Yeah. All right. Pete is new also. Bernal is new from Guatemala. Wow. Welcome. All right. Paul Turley, thank you for the super chat as well. Very much appreciated. All right. All right. So we got members. We got new down. Questions. Get your questions queued up. Please put a Q colon in front of the question. Chatmaster C is standing by to get them into the queue. You only need to ask the question once. We do not lose questions. Questions may lose us, but we don't lose questions.
Man,
So
drink us a lot of beer.
yeah, I know. Super chats. Belinda, Tom, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. Kevin, thanks. Oh my gosh. Thank you, everyone. So that's bananas. That is bananas. All right. So yes, questions. Please do not spam the questions. We have a 3 strikes rule. Chatmaster C and or the moderators, the folks with the blue names and the wrench next to them, they will put you in a timeout. So please don't spam the question. One time is all you need. It gets in the queue. We get to as many as we can. We don't get to all of them. Sorry. Come back next week. It'll be great. Also, members, please hold your questions. Chatmaster C will let you know. The second half, we do member-only chat. And members, you can get your questions in then, and we will go through those. So please hang on to them. Wait for Chatmaster C's queue to get them in. See what I did there, Patrick? Her queue.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I like that.
There's-
All right.
I'm looking at the chat. There's somebody from the Canary Islands.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, Hermes.
Yeah, Hermes. Yeah, Hermes.
Hermes is
Yeah.
from that's wow. Nice. Welcome.
Wow.
Welcome. That's a far distance. I'm glad you have internet out there. It's good. Chewy, thank you, man. Thank you.
Dos Equis.
Thank you for the super chat. Oh man, this is bananas. Mark coming in with the super chat as well. Wow.
We're
All
gonna be
right.
drunk.
Making me
We're gonna be
blush.
drunk.
We're gonna be drunk. All right. It's gonna be a good evening. All right. Shall we get into the questions?
Yes.
All right.
I don't see many questions though.
There are not. I see 8. There are 8 in the queue. That's all right. They come in. It's all right. We've never not had a full queue. They will come. All right. Herman's got a question. My users start playing around with composite models, but have enterprise gateway problems in the service when CSV Excel files are loaded into the model. Any workaround? Many files in the model. So couple of things. Also, I know the chat was going off earlier. PA Beater was jumping in. Some other folks were jumping. Evan was jumping in on thoughts and comments. Completely agree with what they were saying. First off, the fact that you said many files in the models, that raises an eyebrow. I wonder what we're doing there, especially from a composite model perspective. But let me do this. Let me head over to my machine and just kind of echo what
folks... Do you see the eyebrow?
Yeah.
Do you see the eyebrow?
Oh, I see that.
Do you smell what the rock is cooking? Do you smell what the rock is cooking?
Oof. All right. Let's head over to my machine. Okay, so I'm coming into the service. So first off, let me go to my gateway. Where'd my gateway go? Where's my gateway? Manage gateways. Oh, there we go. It's different when I'm big like this. All right. So if I come down, let me go to one of my gateways down here. We'll see AdventureWorks. This is a normal, so this is an Excel file. So you'll see file, Excel. Here's the catch that you have to be aware of when you're doing files with the gateway. So when you do it in Power BI Desktop and you get it all set up, the file itself is in the context of Power BI Desktop. So you'll see here that I have C:\GIAC. I have a file path on the C drive. If I do that on my machine, and then I put it to the service, that's still the path to the file. And so when you go to the gateway is going to look at that path. And so if the gateway's on a different machine, it's looking on the C drive of where the gateway is, and it's going to be like, nah, I don't see the file unless you copied it over. And so you've got to have a path there that the gateway can get to. And so usually if you're going to work with files on premises, you're going to want to use a network path. So that's like the // or I call it the whack server name, whack, whatever the path is, right? So it's got to be something the gateway can get to. So you got to make sure that you do that and make sure those files works. Files absolutely work with the gateway. Folders absolutely work with the gateway. So those are types you can define, but that pathing you got to get right. So just make sure that the gateway actually has access to it. This is the same thing for like a database as well, because I've heard this come up with databases where they're like, look, I put in the server name. I can get to it from Power BI Desktop, but the gateway is not coming in. And so the gateway from a network perspective has to be able to reach the server. If it can't, it's going to fail. So just be aware of that. Be aware and be prepared. All right. Good question. And Christian, thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciated. He said something. What'd he say? Where'd it go?
Congrats on 200K. Looking forward to the next milestone at 500,000.
Oh,
thanks for everything you guys are doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I got buried. Man, chat's going bananas there. Yeah, so thank you, Christian. Thank you so much. And thanks for having us on the Romania user group last Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
We had a good time. Saw a lot of the Saturday Morning Live crew was in there. Oh, man. Avenger Nerd Dad coming in with a super chat as well. Some beer.
Every time you say that, I'm like, average. It's average.
Some more in the coming weeks. Yes. Branson, Missouri. North American Collab Summit. Looking forward to it. All right. James. If / is whack, exclamation point is bang, and the pound sign is crunch. I've never heard crunch. What punctuation mark is biff? I have no idea. Never heard crunch before. That's new. I've heard pound or hashtag.
Biff. I don't know what biff is.
I don't know. Well, I mean, there's Biff Tannen from Back to the Future.
Yeah, but
all right.
Okay.
Moving on. Evan, how can I default my blank matrix row headers to a certain word when no values exist related to the column and rows for my measure? Ooh. That is a good question. I don't, off the top of my head, I'm thinking can we do something from a DAX perspective? Because I thought the headers are gonna come from the field name
model,
right?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd need to see an example of that and play with that.
How would you change the model? How would you change the field name with DAX?
Well, but I don't understand why you would want to change the field name. Like, what's the purpose of changing the header name in that scenario?
When no values exist related to the columns and the rows.
I'd have to see that. I'm not totally grasping what that means. Like, I get like the values. I get like if that's blank and shows blank, and that you can handle that from a DAX perspective. So it's like no value at all, or you have some other value. But the header, that's
row.
Yeah.
He said change the row.
Oh, change the row value. Yeah, that's a DAX. So he's saying he doesn't want to see blank. That's it. So just handle that from a DAX perspective. So if it is blank, then you can alter. Also, depending on how you're writing the DAX, there could be some of the functions sometimes will return either blank or like just no value at all. So check out the functions that you're using because those can also affect what's going on there. Also,
Nico, I forget Nico's last name. Nico just did a blog post on this, on handling blank values.
Yeah. Oh, there's a ton
measures.
There's a ton of them out there. I know Marco,
but he did
Alberto
a really good
some.
one. He did a really good. I just read it because he attended Reed's live stream with Jeffrey Wang, and he referenced a lot of the things that Jeffrey said during that. It was a really good blog post. It's a really good blog post. I need to find it.
Oh, okay. So sorry. He said he means changing the dimension value returned in the row header. Got it. Not the measure value.
So he actually wants to change
he wants to change the name of the field. I don't know how to do that dynamically.
I don't know how to do that dynamically.
Not thinking of a way off the top of my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say use coalesce with the because I did a video.
But that's for that's for the actual the measure values. Yeah. So for the dimension, that's not that. None of what I just said is gonna work on that. I would handle that. So I would make sure your dimension values are not blank. That would be handle that from an ETL process or Power Query. I don't know if that's what you're hitting there. So cool. That might be something to look into, Patrick. Something we can play with.
Well, Power BI Tips just said there's some custom visuals that allow you to do it. You may want to look into that. Yeah, I didn't know that. Know that. Always learning. Learning.
Thank you, Mike. I'm assuming Power BI Tips is Mike. I'm just going to make that assumption. All right, cool. Paul was thinking you were talking about the other Nico. You were talking about who were you referencing?
Nico. I think this is the right one.
Oh,
I
okay.
think Paul's got the right person. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's my buddy from
It's
Europe.
Mike. It's Mike. You hit it. It's Mike. Yes. I didn't know which one, so I just said Power BI Tips.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Moving on. Evan, sorry about that. I don't have a good answer for you. Check out custom visuals. That is interesting. All right. Not Belinda, not Miko.
Nico.
With an N. N is in Nancy.
Yeah.
All right, Kartik. We have some housing visit data, and report users want to see either average facts of last visit, average facts of selected time frame, or divided by average. Okay. How can you achieve this functionality in Power BI?
DAX.
So DAX. So if you have average facts of last visit, and then you have another value that's average facts of selected time, then divide it.
Use the divide function.
Yeah.
I mean, this is generic. We're going really generic because we don't know the data. We don't know what you're trying the underlying, but you could use the divide function, get the averages, and.
Oh wait, he's saying or.
So.
Okay, so they can have either or. Okay, well, so we've got like an if statement or a switch or something there where you're defining or conditional formatting.
Can you go back to the question for 1 second?
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. We have some housing visit data, and report users want to see either this or this. How can we achieve this functionality? So, the other thing you could do, so this could be, you could handle this from, like slicers where they switch out items. You could handle this from buttons. You could also do personalized visuals, right? So you can actually let the user, like if you have a visual or something and they want to switch what the measure is that's being used, personalized visuals can help you, swap out the items. Calculation groups. Yeah, there's lots of options to do that.
If the DAX is still the same, right? If the logic is however you're calculating that average, I don't know how you're calculating it, but just use select measure in your calc group.
Yep. Yeah. So here, let me show what we're talking about with the personalized. I did a video on this as well. I did a video.
Perspectives and
I don't remember where I did it.
Personalization.
I don't know. I don't have it set up for this one. Oh man. I don't remember which one I had it set up on. All right, I can't show it. Sorry. That was a tease. There is a video though. I have a video. So it is awesome. Cool.
It is. The video is awesome.
Well, I meant the feature, but yes, sure. All right. Lots of options there. Cool. All right. W Bird. Measures for calculating 5-year CAGR. I don't know what that is. And accounts for customers that have a beginning balance of 0. Well, DAX. So you did a video where you kind of walk through like how you can figure out those items like as you're going.
Yes. Why I use DAX Studio to write my measures.
Oh, and Chris Wagner said SQL BI has a video on CAGR. So I don't know what CAGR is.
I don't either.
So the thing there is though is if you have the calculation for the CAGR, and then you'd have to work in how to account for the beginning balance of 0. So it's you're filtering at that point. So
that's where you're starting, right? And you're just walking through the steps. First you grab that. Then you grab, then you do the next part. So first you find the people that have a balance of 0. Then you calculate whatever this CAGR is.
Did you see Marco's comment?
CAGR. What did he say?
Because Chris Wagner said SQL BI has a thing on it, and he's like, "What the heck is that?"
CAGR. Oh,
yeah, people are saying it's compound annual growth rate.
Okay,
that was funny.
What's the taste of a sitting happy dance? I want to see that. It's a happy dance, Matthew. I'm happy this morning, Matthew. I'm really happy today.
Well, that was Paul. What did Matthew say?
Oh, Paul. Oh, okay. I thought.
All right. So I mean, on the fly, I don't know that we can show you that, but I know Patrick's done some videos it's on the what's the word I'm looking for? On the approach of like filtering items. So like the one you did, what was it where you were like resetting items like when it hit 0 or something like that? That was actually based on a member
question. I talked about it, and then Alberto did the video.
Oh, okay.
The reset. Alberto did the video. He and I talked about it, and that's one where I joined and said, "Ciao, friends. This is Patrick." And then he came on and he said, "Yo, this is Alberto."
Got it. All right, so go check that out. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, Alex, if you can maybe dig that one out.
That was a good video too. That was a good video.
Yeah.
Tough question. Good video. Alberto.
Yeah, check that out. That may give you a hint.
Yeah.
Little pointer. All right. Sandeep. Oh, Marco said he found it. I think that was the original like computing that actual one. So yeah. Oh.
Marvel goodies.
David, thank you for the super chat. More Marvel goodies. Always appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Oh, Matthew's happy dance. Okay.
Matthew's happy dance. Oh, okay. All right. Sandeep. Are there any limitations in Paginated Report Visual, or can it do everything that Paginated Report Builder can do?
The biggest challenge is the parameter data types. Like date. If you're using the data type for Paginated Report Visual, it'll automatically generate a table using the parameter. And that parameter will be a text, I believe. And then you need to go modify your model. There's things you can do. And if you go look at the documentation, you go read the consideration sections, like mapping, aggregates, and things like that. There are a few limitations, but I mean, you could do a lot of things with it. But nothing. If you read the documentation, they don't call out many things in the documentations from a limitation perspective. Have a video coming out. I don't know when it's coming out.
Wednesday.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's Wednesday. In review right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wednesday. Check that video
out. The other thing, I think the Paginated Report Visual is, while I mean you can use it with a Paginated report, I think the main thing people are going to use it for are for tables.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
In using it, the one thing I will tell you, by default, there is a property for auto apply filters that's turned off, so it doesn't auto apply. Keep that turned off, because if you have 6 slicers that are mapped to 6 different parameters on that visual, and you click one slicer, the report's going to start to refresh. Then you click another slicer, the report's going to start to refresh. So what you want to do is you keep it off. So you select all the slicers, then a little apply button will appear, and you click that apply button, and then it just runs one query for your paginated report, kind of like direct query, query reduction for direct query. And so that is the big consideration for it. I learned that doing the video.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. I like Alex's comment. We haven't seen the full imagination that the Paginated Report Visual will unlock as of yet. It's incredibly cool. I agree. It's still very new.
It's very new.
Push the limits. Push the limits.
Yeah.
All right. We got a super chat question. Look at that. Skull Prophet, thank you for the super chat. Question was how to remove the date filter and add it back in DAX correctly. In my case, date filter is maintained from removed values. So you can do like keep filters or remove filters. Like there's functions to.
I think Paul Turley beat you to it. All remove filters and keep filters, stuff like that.
I seriously, Paul, I swear I didn't read that before I said it. But I like that we're on the same page.
What's those guys? You just had me watch their video with the date filter, the little date filter parameter.
Oh, the how to Power BI.
That's a good video because he talks about keep filters, and so you should go check that video out. Towards the end, you got to watch the whole video. Towards the end, he talked about he was doing a running total, and towards the end, and of course Alberto and Marco's got tons of stuff about remove filters and keep filters. But I just thought that was a really, really good video. And he was like, "Go watch this video," and I was like, "It's a really good video." So.
Baz over at How to Power BI. So so all keep filters, remove filters. Those are ways of playing with the filters on given columns and tables within Calculate.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Did you see when I saw Adam and Patrick at the end of Black Widow? My mind was blown.
Wait, what?
Matthew at Paul Turley. Matthew said it. So you and I were at the end of Black Widow.
Oh. We were?
Yeah, you did. Come on. Yeah, of course we were.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Never mind. Just go with it, man. Just go with it.
Nothing goes
Sorry,
over
Matthew.
my head.
He ruined it.
Nothing goes over my head. All right. Let's see here. Moving on.
Jeez.
Naman? Is there much scope for Power BI developers in the UK?
Scope. Define.
I don't know. Yeah, define your scope.
What do you mean?
I would say I'm not in the UK. If I'm going to infer, I think Thomas is right. Work is there good work for Power BI developers in the UK? A lot of chat coming in. Yes, worldwide, and I would say yes. Dims and Facts says they're in London. Yes, you can. Lots of Power BI work in general there's a big need for it. So cool. All right.
David said you can't have my job.
Nice.
Can't have I know what you mean, man. Can't have mine either.
Yeah. All right. We're getting
even
close.
Though I don't know what mine is these days.
Glenda said there's loads. There's loads of jobs. Yeah, I love it. Anthony saying they're in the UK. Plenty of opportunities. All right.
There you go.
Parash. In Paginated Reports, so this is a Patrick question. I have a requirement to show some rows to be drillable and some without the drill option. Okay, so some rows will have the drill option, other rows will not have the drill option. For drillable rows, there will be 2 levels only. I need to use a matrix visual. Well, okay.
That's come on, you can answer that question. I mean, it's because
depends.
it's a paginated report, you pretty much have control over everything on it, and you're just going to write an expression that's going to control where you go. You know, at what level you want to drill
statement on
to.
the expression, and can I drill?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris!
Look who just showed up, Mr. Chris Finland.
We say Paginated Report, and it invokes the great Chris Finland.
I know. He was drinking coffee, and he was like, "Oh, they said, Paginated. I need to get on. I need to join the chat."
There's a disturbance in the force. Someone has invoked Paginated Reports.
Yeah.
Expressions. Expressions.
Yep. It has, you control every aspect of it, and those expressions will let you do just about anything you want to do in Paginated Reports. And Paul Turley's book, I think Paul
recipes,
talks about
reporting services recipes.
And you should definitely. If you're doing Paginated Reports, you should have that book. It's kind of like DAX Definitive Guide. It's not kind of like, it is like Definitive Guide. Yeah, you got to have it. You should have that book.
Recipes book is great. It's still relevant.
Yep.
It's still relevant.
It's still relevant. I don't know what year it was published, but it's still
relevant.
Like,
I want to say 2014, maybe earlier than that, 2012.
Yeah. I don't know.
Paul,
what year
Paul would know. Paul would know.
Yeah.
I have a copy of it.
Yeah.
It was
2016.
No. It was before that.
It was before that.
I thought it was way before that.
My book at?
I want to say 2012. That was Paul Turley and Robert Bruckner.
Yeah, sure was. I was trying to think of the other guy. Yeah,
it's Robert Bruckner. He's one of the architects. Okay, let's do. We're getting close. We're 1 minute away. I'm gonna grab one more. Faisal.
2010.
2010. See, I knew it was. I knew it was. It was going back in the day. I'm like, there's no way that was 2016. It was way before that. All right, because I think it was Reporting Services 2005 that was based on. That
book was.
All right. Faisal, do you guys have a direct forum for asking questions technical on Power BI? Twitter?
But we were just kind of talking about this, right? A little kind of way.
Yes.
No, you would say no.
Well, so from members can pre-submit questions, and we handle that. So in terms of questions to us outside of like this type of forum, I mean, you can put comments on videos. We try to get to those. We answer questions here. So we don't do consulting. We just don't have time to do that. So we do what we can. We don't get to everything. So, but that's outside of that, the community in general, you can see this from the chat. Everyone tries to help answer questions. So you've got community.powerbi.com. It's a great resource. The Twitter space is a lot of folks are on Twitter. There's a couple of Facebook groups that have large memberships. Reddit has a huge group there as well. So lots of people asking or a lot of people willing to help answer questions. So from us directly, this is the best forum and or comments and the questions. You can hit us up on Twitter, but sometimes we don't have bandwidth to go deep into questions there. So cool.
And there's lots of people in the chat that do consulting. There's lots of people in the chat that do consulting.
Yep. All right. Chatmaster C has given the green thing, circle, whatever. Green light. Sorry. The green thingy. I don't know. All right, members only.
Green thing.
Members, submit your questions. We are cutting over to member only chat, so everyone can still watch the stream. Everyone can watch the chat, but only members and moderators will be able to participate in the chat. Super chats always take priority, so that is the case as well. Members, get your questions in. We do have a few pre-submitted member questions, but none that we're going to highlight on today's stream. Dims and Facts had one. We're still banging on that. And then there were two others that came in late Friday. So
that Alex is a troll, man. That Alex is a troll. Oh, that Alex is a troll. That Alex is a troll.
Every time, man. Alex. Every time, Alex. So let's start with Alex.
That Alex is a troll.
Start with Alex. Dynamic data sources and data source settings. What's up with that, Patrick?
It's the evil eye I'm giving you, Alex. This is the evil eye. This is the evil eye.
Is this in relation to the thing we're banging on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I sent him an email. I sent him and Chris Webb. I said, hi, experts. I was really nice about it. I was like, you guys are the experts in this. Is there any way to get around it? And he didn't respond. I think he saved it for the chat. He didn't even respond to my email. He's posting it in the chat. Thank you so much, Alex. I can't figure it out, okay? I can't figure it out.
I personally think it's a limitation, but we're spending a little more time on it. We're spending a little more time on it. All right. Thank you, Alex.
I called you exports. Did I really call you exports in the email? I meant experts.
Well, that's because Power Query exports data to the data model.
Oh my God. Right? I'm so sorry. Right? I meant expert.
They're exports.
That's why you didn't respond.
They're exports.
No.
All right. Oh my gosh. We love Alex.
It's a good question, though. It's a great question. It's a great question, and we learned some things. We learned a few things along the way.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a successful answer, but we did learn some things. All right, Mr. Chris Wagner, can you surface perspectives in Power BI datasets without XMLA endpoints? And I'm going to assume, Chris, that surface means create. And the answer there is no. So there's not a way to do it from Power BI Desktop. Doesn't let you create perspectives directly. You can, no, because technically it still falls in XMLA endpoint, because you can use Tabular Editor to create them. We actually do support doing that against Power BI Desktop.
He says not create. Not create. He just wants you, he wants to see them. Personalized visuals, if you enable
personalized visuals is the way to surface them. So that's the only way from a report perspective. And then if you want to actually see, use them outside of that, it's going to be the XMLA endpoint. So the personalized visuals is the only thing I'm aware of that actually works with perspectives directly.
And so you got to use XMLA endpoint so you can control what perspective they're going to use and stuff like that.
So Alex says connection string, but if you're going against a data set, that's not not going to help. So
not a data set. Yeah, I see what you're asking, Chris. You can't.
Yeah.
Not a data set.
Yeah. Yeah, but so the connection string properties, though, you do have that option as well. Yeah. But again, then you're going against the XMLA endpoint. So and the question was without the endpoint.
I figured Chris just wants to say publish this data set and people can only consume it from that perspective.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. Nope. That would be a good item for ideas.powerbi.com.
Oh, Chris can just go tell people. Chris knows people.
Bogdan's in the chat. Chris. Bogdan's in the chat. Bogdan's the man.
Knows people.
Bogdan is the man.
Go tell him, Chris.
Yeah. Bogdan, you have a request. All right, Tony.
He's going to send an email about it.
Yeah.
He's going to send an email. He's going
to hear about that on Monday. So Tony, thank you for becoming a member. Very much appreciated. And Mita, thank you for becoming a member. Bogdan, look at that.
Ideas.
Look at that.
Ideas is the answer.
There you go. All right. Yes. Oh, yeah. Thomas, good point. Perspectives does not equal security. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So look at row level security. Object level security supported as well.
OLS. Still XMLA endpoint, though.
Yeah. Oh, and Tony put something in the chat. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Awesome. Glad to have you with us. Thank you for being on the journey. All right. Mr. We did that. I was like, wow, Chris has another question about perspectives too. I'm like, no, it's the same question. All right, Christian. How does it feel now at 200K, looking back at the start, setting now a new target? I will tell you, it feels exactly the same as 190K. Yeah. It's
No,
I mean, it's an achievement for sure. We appreciate that. It feels good to just look back. It's been a long journey, a lot of work, and just I said in my post on the community tab on the YouTube channel and on Twitter, never ever imagine we would get here. Like Patrick, like when you first joined, you probably had like, there's no, like, that's just
no.
Yeah.
And I was hoping we get to like 50,000. I was like, boy, if we can get to 50,000 subscribers, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And now look at us now.
I will tell you, when we hit 10,000, I was like, all right, 100's in reach. Like that's not a big deal. But in general though, like, look, the subscribers, it's a great just reminder of the work we do. It's a badge. I mean, from a YouTube perspective, YouTube doesn't even really care much about subscribers. So, but it's just it's a good personal feeling that, you know, we're doing the right thing.
I won't go back and watch any of those earlier videos.
The old ones,
I refuse to.
They're dead.
Yeah, I won't watch.
The new target, Christian, is overtaking the official Power BI YouTube channel. That'll be soon.
300,000.
Well, but they're at 272, so
They'll continue to grow. So
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, you are so shady. So
it's all good.
Shady.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, Kendall. In what scenario would you use keep top or remove bottom rows in Power Query?
Cleaning up some data.
Yeah.
Just cleaning up some data. Getting rid of some stuff. You know?
Well, so I saw one like in the given import, like if you're bringing in like some CSV files or whatnot, and they've got a couple, like the third row is actually the real header, and they've got like some other metadata on the first two rows. That's where I would use like remove top or like remove those first lines, or if at the bottom, if there's like just, you know, like getting files from like the government or something like that, they always put like some funky stuff in those files sometimes, just like metadata or like trailer things, and you can clean those up. Yep, there you go. All right. Bogdan. That's
a good one.
Yep. Remove comment text rows. Like I said, like, anything you have in there, like extra things that aren't just, they're not part of the data. So.
And you know, something else, and I forget which video I talked about this in. People always think about, you know, removing columns, but sometimes it's just getting rid of some data because you don't need certain parts of the data when you're doing your analysis. You know, it's not always the bottom or the top, but if you're just doing some testing and evaluating, just remove the bottom million rows.
Yep.
I don't know, you know.
Million.
Yeah, Gil does have some good, a good technique out there. It was a blog post they wrote recently about doing some dynamic cleanup of data, and I think they have that in there. Yep.
Nice. All right. Good question. All right, P. Beater. Any ideas when the video about calculating incremental change might be coming out?
Still working on it, man. Hey, can you send me an email? I'm talking to the reader, Pa Beater. Can you send me an email with the details? Because you put a tweet, and I think you and I are on a line about what you were asking, and I just need to make sure.
Send it to info@guyinacube.com.
Yeah. Please, sir. Please, if you don't mind.
Yep. Oh, I like Matthew's comment too. It's good. Yes. So only remove bottom and kept top when working with exports. When working with Alex, I don't get that. From older legacy systems. Funky exports introduces funky ETL requirements. Yeah, that's why I was referring to like the government stuff too, because they always have the older systems, and the stuff they output is sometimes challenging to work with. I remember back when, before I was even at Microsoft, we were working with some state stuff when I was in Arizona. And those files, like that was back before we had something like Power Query or whatever, man. Like we had to do some crazy stuff to clean that up. Back in the old days. That was back in the SQL 7.0 days.
Back in the old days.
Old days. All right. Jason.
AS400.
What's the best application you use for Power BI or Power BI desktop version control? Oh, this comes up so many times. So when we talk about version control, I'll go through my spiel. When we talk about version control, my assumption is you're referring to the different aspects of Power BI. So the report itself, the model, the Power Query items, because the Power BI desktop file itself is just a single file. It's a binary file. There's not real support for version controlling on that right now. So for on the file itself, you do have some options, SharePoint, document library, or OneDrive. Those are options that support version history on a file. So I would say if you're going to start anywhere, you could start there. But also things like GitHub and DevOps. We just announced, or Power BI just announced version control support for DevOps and GitHub with the deployment pipelines, part of Power BI Premium or Premium per user. So you can integrate from that. So as a deployment thing, like you could utilize that. But the version control on the file itself, you can't do diffs, you can't do merges, things of that nature. The model supports those items, so you can have the model itself, the JSON file, the definition, and then work with it from a context of the XMLA endpoint, and that would support version controlling. And then like Power Query items, you could, I mean, it's just text, but you'd have to maintain that separately, and so those are items you can use. So, and then any feedback you want, or there's items out on ideas.powerbi.com. Definitely go vote them up. I know it's a topic that gets talked about a lot. So feedback is always welcome. Feedback is always welcomed. I don't know if you saw. Did you see something?
Oh no! Somebody commented about Reed. They had a live stream.
Reed did a live stream.
Control.
Yeah, I caught the last couple minutes of that, and the comment was, "Don't use GitHub or DevOps, just use SharePoint lists." And I was like, I don't agree with that. I mean, you could still use them for those items. So there's, if you have it in your organization, if you're already using it, why not take advantage of it? I wouldn't say don't use it. But you're not going to get the full capabilities of like DevOps and GitHub with that from the merging and diffing and things of that nature. So cool. All right, and PA Beater said they're going to send an Excel file shortly after the stream. Send context with it though. Describe what your goal is. Describe, what you're trying to implement. So cool.
That'd be awesome.
Nice. All right, moving on. Nita, new member. I have the number. Wait. Man, I need new glasses. I have the number, but the dates associated to that are different. When I enter a number using the parameter in paginated reports, it's a paginated thing. Is there any possibility to show only the data of the latest date? Sure.
Yeah.
I would say
logic.
The parameter is going to end up hitting the end query or stored procedure that you're calling, right? So what's the logic in that doing? So you could have a where clause on there. You could add predicates to that to handle certain conditions. Yeah. Anything else there, Patrick?
Nope.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Yeah. So you'd have to do it from there. I would imagine there are things you can do even from the visual itself in terms of filtering, like based on expressions and code. You could handle it there, but if you can handle it from the view or the stored procedure, I would do it there. That might be the easier and more performant option. Yeah.
Because depending on how complex you make that paginated report, right? So just try to clean up the data before you bring it in. Right? Filter it, not clean it, but filter it.
Yeah. Yes. Good question, though. Good question. Patrick, I'm going to inject a question here. Any plans on new paginated report videos?
I have a few ideas. I do have a few ideas because when I was doing the paginated visual one, I was thinking about, I have a multi-select going on on my Power BI report that's filtering my paginated visual. And I just knew how to do it because And I just know I've been doing it a long time. And I was like, that should be a video to show people how to do multi-select between their Power BI visuals and their paginated visuals.
There you go.
Different ways, because I had to modify my query a little bit to accommodate that. So yeah, that video will come. It's in the queue. So look, Chris Finley.
I knew that was going to get Chris. I knew that was going to get Chris. That was just for you, Chris.
You know, if people have ideas, about paginated report, Belinda, Miss Belinda, I think it's Miss Belinda, has a series on her YouTube channel.
Was that her or was that Laura Graham Brown? I thought it was Laura.
It's Laura Graham Brown. That's Laura. It's right. That's Laura. And she has some really good videos out there. If you're interested in paginated reports, Adam, you should go watch all that. That'll help you get up to speed on paginated reports. Sorry, Miss Belinda. It is Laura Graham. So sorry. Write it on a box.
Did you throw out that box?
No, I don't. The box is right there. I have Post-it notes now.
You have a whiteboard.
It's way over there.
And Susan said Johnny Winter's channel as well. Yeah.
I don't know Johnny.
That is the Grayskull.
Oh, I do know Grayskull. Yeah.
Yes. All right. All right. Let's go to David. All right. We only allow curated certified visuals via org visuals. Excellent. To avoid third parties seeing data. But we need a map visual that allows custom tiles. Yeah, because I go Mapbox on that one, and that's not certified because they have to call out to their service. Are there any? Azure Map Visual still sends to third party. Yeah, I mean, because even the base visual map's going to send it to Bing. ArcGIS, I mean, that's going to Esri. The shape map visual, I don't know what that does.
I don't. Because if you don't provide a shape map, it's still, I don't know.
The problem with mapping, though, is most of them are going to send out somewhere to process that information because the visual itself can't do it. Like, it doesn't have the back-end data to visualize the actual mapping piece of it. So, yeah. So, yeah, David, I'm not aware of any, especially not certified custom visuals. It's a tough one. Almost all of them send it out.
We have another troll in the...
So I'm still working on the question, Patrick.
I thought you were done.
So David, I know another option, but you're not going to like it. So I thought the Esri or the ArcGIS, one of them, I thought you could point it to like a local. Well, you can't do that through a gateway though. I don't think that works. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a good question. Let's see if we can get to Chris's question.
Everybody's just...
All right, Zeba. To implement dynamic row level security in direct query, contains cannot be used in the filter. What are my other options and best practices? Yeah, you're limited on direct query in terms of the functions you can use because the challenge is the translation to the SQL itself. That becomes a problem. So, first off, also, why are we doing it contains?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Phil and I did something. Phil Seamark and I, and Holly, we did something for someone. Holly and I were doing it completely wrong, and then Phil was like, "Oh, just do this." God dang, what was it?
Yeah, but if I'm thinking of like the RLS rule itself, like why would I do it contains? Like I get. Because that starts going into like string functions and...
Yeah. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, especially for dynamic. I'm like, I guess... I've seen things like in clauses and greater than, less than. So, yeah, any of the string stuff I think has issues when we're doing direct query. So, off the top of my head, I don't have a good option for you.
He says, I have my user ID and role ID and per region. I don't know what
okay.
Cube.
I don't know why you need contains for that though. Unless you're saying you have a concatenated string, which I would recommend splitting them up.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Split them.
Yeah, because if you don't do a concatenated string, so if you, that may be like a compound, like key of sorts. So then you can split them up, and then you could do the direct equals on those items.
Because remember, I did that funky thing with direct query that had the comma. That's what it was. Remember the comma delimited list, and I wrote the.
Oh yes. That one. That was That was the Redshift thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it worked. It did work.
Oh, that was so slow. That was so slow. Oh my gosh.
And then we split it. And then we split it out because we had two examples. We had one where it was doing a direct query, and it did some type of logic to go in. I don't remember how I did that. And then we broke it into columns.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
I knew there was something that was really bad. Don't do that.
That was one of those where we started off with it, and I'm just like, we can probably do it, but man, that performance, before we even did it, it was that performance is going to suck. And then afterwards, it was done. You did it. And I'm like, yeah, how's the performance? He's like, oh, it's bad. And I'm like, yeah.
It's awful.
It was bad.
It's awful.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Well, so Zeba, I get that. Where I'm missing is the contains part. Like, why are we doing contains?
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Why do we need to do contains? If user ID equals user principal name, that's good.
Yeah.
And then if you have a role ID and per region as part of the role, those would just be separate equal statements against a field that has that information. So I don't know why we're doing contains. So, okay. Moving on. Oh, we got 6 minutes. There's 3 more questions in the queue. Let's see if we can do this. All right. There was a recent announcement about new admin REST API. Have you used it? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm going to look at doing a video on it. Yeah. So this was about understanding like admin APIs for determining like if someone has access to, or like who's it's been shared to or something like that. So yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
This is good. I wish we could talk about this. This is really good.
What?
Thomas, I have to say this because it's great. Thomas said, "Why do you use DQ?" Average nerd dad said, "Because they have good chicken tenders and ice cream." That's really good. That's really good. That's really good.
I don't know that Thomas understands that DQ reference.
Okay.
Dairy Queen is not outside of the U.S. That's a U.S. thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
for our Europe friends and people outside of the U.S. Don't get me on the direct query bandwagon. I don't want to go there.
Okay.
But look, there are valid reasons for using direct query. I'm not going to say don't ever use direct query. You got to be smart about it though. And you got to use it. A lot of times, like people don't actually take the time to get it to work correctly, but and based on your data also, there could be challenges where look, the queries that are being generated aren't going to be great. So yes, there are challenges. And then different strategies to implement with AGS plus direct query. So I mean, there's that's a big discussion. All right, moving on. Daff, I'm scraping JSON from a website using parameters in Power Query. Awesome. But this disables refresh in the service. Is Power Automate my only friend here? So this kind of goes with the other thing you're working on. I'd have to see. So the disable refresh part, I don't know exactly what you're doing in the Power Query. Sometimes, depending on the order of things in Power Query, depending on what you're doing, like maybe string operations sometimes can make it a little wonky. That's a technical term. So you could try playing around with the Power Query to see if you can get it in a way that allows it to refresh in the service. One of the things it's going to do when you try and refresh in the service, it's going to validate the Power Query piece of it. And if there's an issue with the validation, and unfortunately there's not a good way for you to kind of figure out what's wrong with it or why it failed the validation. But that would, there could be ways you've got to tweak the Power Query to maybe get it to work. We'd have to play with it to see like what the options are there.
In my research, I landed on a blog post by Chris Webb where he talks about relative path.
Yeah, Alex just put that in the chat too. Say relative path is your friend.
Yeah, go check that out because it could help. It could help solve that problem with the validation, depending on, if you're using web content. So, and I think with JSON, you can use web content. So go check that out. It's a really good, I think it's 2 blog posts he wrote about it.
Yeah, Marco said maybe they probably only needs the gateway enabled. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I don't know. Give me more context there, Marco. Not following that one. Yeah, and Alex, also a good point. Yeah, if refresh is disabled because of dynamic data source, a Power Automate trigger won't help. And the dynamic data source, that's the thing that Patrick's bumping up against on the other item we were looking at. So you got to be careful with the dynamic data source. But you said scraping the JSON off the web page, so hopefully the web page path is a known path. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, Marco said the data gateway is required to get data from web scraping and Power Query when you refresh. Oh, good point. I didn't know that. So maybe force it through the gateway. Maybe that's your issue.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, play around with that. Nice, very nice.
Alex says he doesn't use gateways.
Alex is they don't allow Alex to have gateways at work. No gateways for Alex. And he says he does insane scraping. Nice.
I'll try the gateway.
Yeah,
to see if that'll solve my problem. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Chris Finland, we made it. Can Patrick help the product team build a new sample report featuring the Paginated Report Visual we're adding to the service? I guess they don't have enough developers to create a sample report.
Yeah, Chris, just ping me. Send me an email.
I think, I mean, as far as Patrick's day job is concerned, I think that's a good item for what his day job is.
And then he said, "This is a real ask." He said, "This is a."
Of course, it's a real ask. I know it's a real ask.
Send me an email. Send me an email.
Patrick will absolutely do this. Yes. I'll commit Patrick to that.
There you go.
Now you may want to also Chris. Have like Miguel Myers pretty it up because it's not going to be like pretty from Patrick. It'll be functional. But yeah.
There you go, Chris.
All right, we made it to the end. Look at that. Cleared the queue for the members.
Nope, you just got another one. Chris Wagner just broke it. He asked another question.
Chris. Well, we're at time. Thanks, everyone. No, we'll answer that real quick. Customer request. Can Patrick create a Oh, he was just jumping on the other Chris. Chris's were aligning. All right. Excellent. We did it. Another Saturday in the books. Thank you, everyone, for being with us this morning. And thank you again for all the super chats. Love the Power BI community and the Guy in a Cube community. You guys are awesome.
You guys are the best.
Patrick, any final words?
Nope. Have a great Saturday, everyone.
Great Saturday, yes. And Patrick's gonna go. We're gonna go have beers now.
Lots of beers.
There we
Today's
go.
Saturday.
On Patrick's new deck.
All
right,
it's almost finished.
Almost finished. I know. So's your office. It's getting there.
Oh yeah, all
right, everyone. We will see you next week and see you out on the interweb. Have a great rest of your weekend.